So it's day one of Der Wille zur Macht. Probably not pronouncing that correctly. Der Wille zur Macht. But anyway, day one of the will to power. What does that mean? Well, I borrowed the title from Friedrich Nietzsche. I don't know too much about Friedrich Nietzsche. Oddly enough, I tried to read one of his biography and a brief explanation of some of his works back when I was in about ninth grade. I believe it was a bit over my head, but it felt good to try to read that. And then I also tried to read Thus Spoke the Zarathustra when I was about the same age, again, a bit over my head. I recently looked at Thus Spoke Zarathustra, and it actually made some sense. But I didn't invest much time in it. But either way, this has nothing to do with Friedrich Nietzsche. Although I have decided to start reading The Will to Power just as kind of a because it's there, and it's because it's what I'm doing. It's because of this new project. But this is day one of the project. Der Wille zur Macht. And basically, as I mentioned, I've just kind of I've borrowed that title, The Will to Power, because what I want to do, I've noticed that in my life, if I find something I'm really passionate about, something that I want to devote the time to, something that I can come back to on a daily basis, I can accomplish that thing, but I have to be really passionate about it. I have to be really drawn to that idea. And this is kind of a secondary feature to the same project, a similar project that I did about 4.5, somewhere between 4.5, 5 years ago. And that project was successful. At that time, I was kind of fed up with my situation and decided I was going to create a business for myself and run a business, and that was the big goal. It was kind of a compound thing. It was two goals: to get into good shape and then start my own business. But within a year, both those endeavors were successful. I've since been growing. I should say growing the business. The business has grown every year, and it's been great. However, after having achieved that goal of getting in great shape and running a business, the business quickly began sucking the time out of my life, so to speak, which is fine. It was a commitment, and the commitment was there, and the business is pretty strong for what it is, and but it immediately drew me back into something that I was originally trying to escape, and that is what I refer to as the zombie lifestyle, and that's the get up, go to work, come home, go to bed, get up, and losing time. Time really flies by when I live like that. And another thing I guess I should clarify too, before I get ahead of myself, is that these videos are for me. I'm basically talking to myself. If someone else watches these videos and gets something out of them, that's great. But the point of this video is not to teach anybody else or express something to someone else, or to try to speak to someone else. I really want to try to avoid saying you or we or anything like that. I'm just basically talking in reference to myself, so that I can maintain a daily project that maintains the whole cycle of what I'm really trying to put together. And this was a big part of the reason it worked the last time, is that I always came back. Every day for a year, I had to take a second to stop and reflect on what I was working on, the growth, and keep the whole thing in line. So at any rate, this project, I've decided to make myself powerful. And that could have a lot of negative connotations. When I was younger, say in high school and college age, if I would have heard myself say that, I probably would have reacted in disgust. Like, you want to be powerful? What does that mean? And I guess I should kind of explain that a little bit. When I say I want to be powerful, I want to be physically powerful. I want to be physically at a point where I can, I can feel that energy, that power. I can do things that I'm not able to do. I'm very out of shape right now. I think my weight today was 232 and some change. Let's call it 233. I could still run a mile, but I run it pretty slowly. So anyway, and I'm in my mid 40s, which is another kind of exciting thing. I see age is such a weird thing, but some people get caught up in age. I see people I've come across people in their 30s that are more dead than some people that are in their 80s, and it's just their circumstance. I guess I don't know. I don't really want to get into all that, but I'm in my mid 40s, and I still feel fresh and young. I still feel as good as I did in high school, so I'm very thankful for that. But I'm extremely out of shape. I'm 5'10" or 11, somewhere around there, and 233 pounds. I'm not by any means in good shape. So back to power. I want to be physically powerful, financially powerful, socially powerful, spiritually powerful, all of those elements. I want to be a powerful person. I don't want to be in a situation like I found myself in, where my life is dictated by circumstances around me. I have to get up every day and I have to go report to my business. Technically, I just created a new form of a job for myself, which, my goal was to create a business, and I did that, and that's great. I don't want to make light of that or take anything away from that, but ultimately I just created a repeat of the old situation, just in new circumstances, better circumstances, but still new circumstances. But I want to break out of that. I want to live on my terms. I want to be powerful enough that it's what I'm doing at any given time is my choice. If I need something done, I want to be powerful enough that there are people that are helping me and I don't want to, and I don't mean in that a way that I'm controlling somebody. I'm creating a position for somebody. I'm creating, that person, it's up to them if they want to get out of that position, or, do something on their own, or if they're fine and complacent with it, so be it. Everybody has choices in this world. But I want to be in a position where if something is required of me, I have somebody in place that can do it. I was thinking today, driving used to be fun. Now there's so many people in this world that, at least where I'm living, driving it's just a hassle. Everything about it is a hassle. There's no enjoyment in it anymore. So I want somebody to drive me around. I want to be in that situation where I'm doing other things. If I need to go somewhere, I communicate with somebody and they take me somewhere, so that I can not have to deal with the petty stresses that come from driving. That's what I mean by power. And it's nothing more than that. I want to be in a situation where I am in control of my life. But also, there's a mentality, there is a presence that comes when I meet powerful people, when I see people that are powerful. There's a calmness, a sternness, a control that, for lack of a better word, it's almost intimidating. And I don't yearn for that. I don't yearn to be an intimidating person by any means, but I do yearn to be a force, to be reckoned with, in whatever that case might be. But then, financially powerful to decide, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want this money to do this for me, I want to, I want to. Well, there's that element too, and then, but mentally powerful. If somebody asks me a question, an opinion, how I feel about something, I don't want to waffle. I don't, I want to have a clear response, or I want to be able to sit and repose and and work out that response. I don't want to be reactionary. That's I think something that I talked about 4.5 years ago on my last project. There's a weakness to being reactionary. I want to just be in control. I want to be powerful, and I guess as I move along, I will define what that is. But I just wanted to clearly state that it's not about controlling or taking advantage of situations or anything like that. It's just about being everything that I want to be. Have that power to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and whether on any of those lines, whether it be physical, whether spiritually, that's a whole nother element. Physically, if I want to be able to do something, I want to be powerful enough to do it. If so, I guess that's the basic gist. So this is day one of the will to power, and it's going to be me trying to teach myself as much as I can about what it means to be powerful, about how to grasp and control all those different dimensions of power that I've briefly touched upon. And there's other elements, other areas of power as well. I'm not really talking about political power or controlling power, but definitely having money work for me, having employees work for me, having me be in a situation where I can work and create and help other people in different situations. I don't have the power to help right now. The power for me to make the decisions on what my day looks like and what's required of me. The power to delegate different aspects and trivial things that I don't enjoy or don't need to do. I don't need to call my bank to complain about a charge that I don't know about, and I don't need to be on hold for 40 minutes trying to do a return. All of that wasted time is something that I want to outgrow, something that I want to overpower. And that's just kind of a small little glimpse of my aspiration here. But basically, I want to make the world mine instead of me being a part of the world. I want to make the world mine. I want to be able to make those choices of where I'm going, what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how I'm doing it, who I'm doing it with. And I'm giving myself a year to achieve that. That's day one.